guys, welcome back to the Patreon. So in today's video, as you can see by the title, we are going to be discussing Black women in luxury and how I wholeheartedly reject the sentiment that Black women in luxury try to do. And there's a few reasons. I feel like when you come out and say you reject the Black women in luxury thing, people immediately think you're being like, oh my gosh, Black women shouldn't have nice things and Black women should have to work for everything they have and all of these things. And that is nothing. There's nothing. I don't feel that way. I believe Black women should have nice bags. I believe Black women can have nice cars, nice homes, nice all of those things. If that's what you want, I believe you should be able to have that. Let me speak on me. I am trying to personally build up my own luxury bag collection because I just am falling in love with bags, and that's something that's really important to me. You guys know my goal for 2021 is to get a Jeep Wrangler. That hoe is not cheap. So I am all for having nice things. But here is the thing. I don't position me having nice things or wanting nice things as a liberation movement for Black women. And that's where I have the issue. I have the issue that people think we're going to Birkin bag our way to liberation. We're going to Birkin bag our way to freedom. And that's simply not the case. And that's why I have a huge issue with the Black women in luxury, because I don't see the Black women in luxury movement any different than the LLC movement, the Forex nigga movement, the Jay-Z, the lunch with Jay-Z movement. I don't see it any different than that. Just a way for specific types of Black people to gain wealth and everyone else to be left in the dust. I don't see it. I know that I am in a privileged position as to which in 2021 I want to get me a Jeep. I want to start me a luxury bag collection. I know I am in a privileged position, but I am stupid if I believe that just because I am in the privileged position to where I can have those things, other people are going to be liberated from it. That's a problem that I have. And I feel like we as Black women, we understand that Jay-Z being rich don't mean every Black dude in America is going to be rich. We understand that Jay-Z is an anomaly. We understand that the reason why Jay-Z has things and Jay-Z continues to get rich, and he sold Tidal for $200 million and he sold his champagne company for $200 million. This dude that made $400 million in 1 month. And that doesn't mean anything for Black people. Jay-Z making $400 million in 1 month does nothing for Black people. That has everything to do with Jay-Z and the people. I can't stop people from getting inspired by what Jay-Z is doing. But at the end of the day, that's just inspiration porn. Let's take Tom Brady, for example. Tom Brady got drafted 200th in the NFL draft, and he went on to be the greatest football player of all time. That doesn't make, that's not something you should oh my God, I'm gonna get drafted late and be like Tom Brady. We understand that he is an anomaly. We understand that most people, pretty much no one is going to be like Tom Brady. He is the anomaly. He broke through the statistics. Jay-Z broke through the statistics, and sometimes you are simply an anomaly. And you hope I think that you will be the anomaly, but that is not the case for most human beings. Therefore, why are we framing what these people are doing as a liberation movement? You wouldn't frame Tom Brady as a liberation movement for all the people who sucked at sports in high school. Because it doesn't make any sense. Most of you who sucked at football in high school and barely made it into a college who wanted you and barely made it into the NFL draft, you gonna be teaching middle school gym. That's gonna be where you end up, and that is fine. That is what it is. Same thing with Jay-Z. Most people who start off selling crack, you either gonna end up dead or in jail. That is just how the statistics work. You will not end up the way Jay-Z is. So if we can understand that, if we can understand that people get put in certain positions and either they're the anomaly, and because they are the anomaly, they get access to resources, and then therefore they gain privilege, and that keeps them being rich. Jay-Z continues to be rich because he did break through as the anomaly, and it got him in. He sold Tidal to the dude who owns Twitter. You don't have access to Jack Dorsey, I think. You don't have access to him. So like I said, if you can understand that those people are anomalies, and that's not going to happen. And it's the same thing with real estate, Forex, LLC, YouTube channels, and everything else that seems like get rich quick schemes. Some people are going to make it, and if you are doing it as a hope that you are going to be the person who makes it, I'm not going to knock you. I'm not going to say there's anything wrong with that, because somebody got to make it, right? Somebody got to make it, and it might as well be you. So I don't knock people who are going to say, I'm going to be that one in a million. But to position you being okay with being the anomaly as a liberation movement, that's where we turn into pyramid schemes and MLC, MLM, and all of those things. Because you are positioning, you making it, you being the person who broke through as something everyone can do. I would be stupid if I came on my YouTube channel and say, all of you are going to have successful YouTube channels. All of you guys are going to have successful Patreon. All you guys are going to be able to make videos on the internet and make money do it. It's not realistic. Certain people break through, and then certain people get access to resources as to which they're able to break you through. Like, I am very realistic with myself. I'm not going to be the biggest person on the internet. It's not my card, simply because I don't make the content that's going to make me the biggest person on the internet. I don't have the resources to things that's going to make me the biggest person on the internet, and I am okay with that. But if someone who is the biggest person on the internet, these people with big platforms, when they try to sell you guys like marketing classes or those like women's brunches, y'all know the women's brunches, that's why I have an issue with those things, because they're marketing what they're doing as liberation movement, something everyone can do, something everyone can be a part of, and it's not the truth. And the reason why it's not the truth is because the work isn't being done. And that's the big thing as why I believe the Black women in luxury movement is a scam, because the work isn't being done. The reason why Black women don't have nice things, Black women don't drive nice cars, don't have nice bags, don't live in nice houses, is because, number one, most people in America don't have those things. We have to start at the ground zero. Most people in America are poor. Before we get into black, white, anything in between, women, men, most people in America are poor. You have people who are very rich, and you have people who are very poor. So it's not even just a black or white thing. Most people in America don't drive nice cars. Most people in America don't have nice bags, don't own their home, everyone is struggling. Everyone across the board is struggling. And the people who are not struggling are the haves. And there is a huge group of have-nots. So let's start there. We have to do the work to dismantle struggle. We have to dismantle struggle first. And that's the part where I'm like, we're skipping to page 50 in the book when we haven't even got through the table of contents. Like, we haven't even read the table of contents, and we already trying to flip to page 50 to black women in Benzes and black women in Louis and black women in Gucci and black women in Birkins. And I'm just like, so we think we're gonna Birkin our way to liberation when there's so much work that needs to be done? So I took notes because I really want to get into it. Okay, so first thing, what are we accomplishing? If you want to frame your Black women in luxury movement as something that's gonna liberate black women, it's gonna uplift black women, tell me, what is the accomplishment? What are we trying to accomplish? Because I fear black women, in this past few years, we've been into corrective representation. And my problem with corrective representation is it doesn't fix the issue that's already there. It just puts a bandage on it. It changes the face of the issue. So, black women aren't seen as like feminine, and black women aren't seen as like soft. Y'all love softness, as soft and meek and fragile. So how about we do this black femininity thing, and so black women will be seen that way? But what's not being done is dismantling white supremacy. There is a reason why black women aren't seen that way. It's because of white supremacy. So how about we do the work to dismantle white supremacy? Because as long as white supremacy exists, black women will never have access to this softness y'all want so bad. You'll never be fully able to get everything you believe you're going to get from femininity, because femininity wasn't created for you to profit off of, for you to get that. The reason why you believe black women lack femininity is because idealized femininity was created to exclude black women. It was placed to say, guess what? White women are the most feminine, and therefore black women, you are not. And that's why y'all doing all these works and all these stunts to appear as feminine, because you've been told your entire life that you don't fit into that. So before you just try to put on the appearance, because let's be clear, you guys are performing femininity, because what femininity is just whatever it is to you, whatever makes you feel feminine, that is what femininity is. So I don't understand why we need all these classes and all these coaches to tell us what's feminine when femininity comes from within. It's how you feel as feminine. Therefore, the reason why y'all are putting on these appearances and these stunts of femininity is because you've been told your entire life that femininity is a thing that only white women can have. So before you start just putting on the charade of what femininity is, how about we do the work to dismantle white supremacy? Because until white supremacy is dismantled, people are always going to say white women are the most feminine. Y'all do all these tricks to appear more feminine just to be called a man the minute you get into an argument with a man. The minute you get into an argument with a dude, the first thing he called a black woman is a man. Like, that's the first thing they do. It don't matter how many tricks, stunts, all these things you do to try to appear more feminine and more soft and more fragile. Someone is literally going to misgender you immediately when they get mad at you, because they're evil, because they know the game. They know what white supremacy has done to black women. So if you're not trying to dismantle white supremacy, you're not doing nothing. You're not doing nothing, because the idea, the thought still is there. The thought still is there. So even the most feminine of black women won't get what the most homeliest of white women get. The most regular of white women don't have to do all these tricks and stunts to appear as feminine and to get what y'all want to get so bad, because white supremacy, because it was built on them being the most feminine being, which is not true, by the way. Because when you say that, people think you're trying to say like white women are more feminine and black women. No, I'm trying to tell you that it's all a crock of shit. Like, it's all bullshit. It was all built on white supremacist bullshit. That's what it is, right? Anyways, I don't know why I went off on that tangent. So when I talk about the black women in luxury thing, I'm asking what's trying to be accomplished. I think because we see black women are mistreated, belittled, berated, and all of these things, we think if we see black women in nice things, people will realize black women deserve nice things and black women are nice things. And it's just like, that's not the case. If you believe bags and shoes and cars is what's going to make people treat black women with more respect and it's going to get black women more love and more this and all, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. The reason why black women don't get love and support and all these things is because of anti-blackness. Like, black women are treated terribly in the world, and that's why black women aren't going to be seen any sort of way. Black women can have nice things and it's still going to be treated like they're poor. You can walk into wherever you're walking into with a Birkin bag and you're still going to get treated badly in some spaces. Like, I think people use the bags and the shoes as they think it's armor. They think it's armor between them getting treated terribly. Like, if I have a nice bag, people won't treat me terribly because they treat me terribly to begin with because I'm black. But if I put on this armor of capitalism, like I was chosen by capitalism, I have capital, people won't treat me badly. They'll see that, oh, I'm a productive member of society. I conquered blackness. I conquered black womanhood. I was able to make it through black womanhood and look at me thriving. If people see that I'm thriving, they'll treat me better. They'll realize I'm supposed to have respect. I'm supposed to be treated with dignity. This Birkin bag shows that I am important. And it's just like, it don't. It don't, because you should be treated like that just because you are a human being. I fear that people are trying to use certain markers, so femininity and money and capitalism and luxury, to just want to be treated like a human. Like, you're begging to be treated like a human being. So when I see, I don't look down on the black femininity movement. I don't look back down on all of these movements. I don't look down on the sexual liberation movement at all, because I know exactly what you're doing. You're trying your best to live a comfortable life. You want to live a comfortable life. You want people to leave you alone. You want people to see value in you. You want people to love on you. You want people to see you as important, as someone who should be respected. And what you're asking for is to be treated like a regular human being. And that's the work that needs to be done. The work that needs needs to be done is dismantling the systems that stop black women from being treated like human beings, because even with your Birkin bag, a police officer would throw you down on the ground like a dog. Like, let's talk about it. And that's what's not being undone. Now, here's what you're saying. So, Kenya, you don't want black women to have nice things. Here's the thing. I am a firm believer in black women should be allowed to get whatever and everything that they want and be left the hell alone. Because that if the movement just stopped there, like, black women should be allowed to have nice bags, nice shoes, nice house, and nobody questioning how they got it, no one giving it, you have me all there. I am 100% there with you, because I would 100% agree. Leave black women alone about the nice things that they have, because y'all don't bother nobody else about it, right? Like, I would be 100% with you. Once again, want a nice car, want nice bags, nice shoes, I am with you. We see each other. But I am not framing that as a liberation movement. I am not claiming that my Louis Vuitton bags is liberating a soul, because it's not. I'm still buying into capitalism. And then I don't believe that I am immune to using bags and nice cars as a way for people to think I'm a good human being. Like, I'm worthy of people's attention. Like, I don't think, even though like I said, a lot of people say they do things for themselves, but are you really doing things for yourself? Like, are you really doing the things for yourself? Because I can say I want a luxury bag collection for myself, and I believe that, but it's not lost on me. People gonna look at me a little differently when I pull up to the scene in a Chanel. Like, people are gonna look at me a little different when I hop out my Jeep Wrangler. Like, people are gonna be like, she got business. So it's not lost on me that even we still perform an identity that gets us the most respect, that will get people to respect us and treat us better. We still perform that identity, even though we may do things for ourselves, because even doing things for ourselves, we think to ourselves, how will other people treat us when we have these things? And that's why I say the black women in luxury movement is a little disingenuous. It's a little disingenuous, because if it was just about showing off your bags and stuff, look, you know why you showing off your bags. You know why you want everybody and their mama to know you have a Birkin. It's not for yourself. You're doing it because you know you get treated a certain way when you have those things. You believe that it's going to, in some way, liberate you. It's gonna take some edge off of the way black women get treated on a daily basis, and that's okay. That is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I just don't want to frame it as a liberation movement, because the biggest part of it is most black women are poor. Statistics are statistics. Most black women are poor, and then it's not lost on me that the black women in luxury movement is getting the most steam dead in the middle of a pandemic, when a lot of black women don't have jobs. Like, and when you point that out, that most black women are poor, I think because we're so used to hearing people just shit on black women day and night, word to Kid Cudi, we think that, oh my gosh, you're saying black women are poor, you're trash, like, you don't care about black women, you don't, and it's like, I'm telling the truth. Most people are poor. So definitely most black women, the most marginalized group in this country, are going to be poor. Black women don't have resources. Black women don't have protection. Black women don't have infrastructure. Black women don't have things. Black women don't have things. Most black women bend their back to help other people at the detriment to themselves. Like, let's talk about it. So if most black women are poor, most black women ain't doing good. So what are we doing? Like, when we say black women should be in luxury, what are you saying? I feel like people are saying words that don't mean anything. Like, because black women are poor. If you're not willing to do the work to get black women jobs and to get black women well-paying jobs and to get black women paid just as well as their counterparts, what are you doing? You get what I'm like? You're just spewing words, and it's not lost on me. The women who preach black women in luxury the most, who are trying to frame it as a liberation movement, have access to these things. It's like, you made it. Yes, you made it. You made it. You have all this money. Your man has a lot of money. Your mama has a lot of money. You have a great job. You have these things. But when I present to you, okay, black women in luxury is a liberation movement. Fair. If I follow you on that course of like thinking, I'm going to ask, so what are we going to do about the black woman who lives on Section 8 with her 4 children and who's struggling to make ends meet? How are we going to get her luxury? And you're like, you have nothing to say because you don't have a liberation movement. You don't have a plan. You don't have a plan to dismantle the system, because if you are living below the poverty line and you want black women, you want to have nice things, because there was a time where I couldn't afford nice things and I wanted nice things. It upsets me that the people who are preaching to you, black women need luxury, black women deserve luxury, aren't telling you how to get the luxury. They're not showing you this is what we're going to do to get all of us there. It's almost like the Titanic with the lifeboats. Like, the people who have the stuff, the people who are privileged, they're getting on the lifeboats and they're sailing away. And it's like, but what about me? What about me? I thought we was in this together. I thought when the ship go down, we all go down together. But you on a lifeboat and you sell into liberation, and I'm sitting here like, I guess I don't get liberated. And that's the part that scares me. Most black women are left unliberated. If we're treating this as a black women deserve luxury and black women are going to be uplifted, it's like, what about the people who not going to get that? And this is all just part of the big conversation of capitalism ain't going to save us. Like, you getting that, we all want nice things. I am not sitting up here like someone who going to sit here and just be, rocking a trash bag to go to the store. I want me a nice bag. I want me a nice car. I want me a nice house. Y'all know I want these things. Y'all know I like these things. But if we're going to frame it as a liberation movement, we have to do the work to make sure all black women will get access to that. Because right now, most black women don't have those things. Most black women are poor, and that's why I say the conversation is so disingenuous. Because because black women get hell for showing off their nice things, I think people directly go to the opposite, and they're like, well, I'm gonna have my nice things, and I'm gonna show all black women that they can have this too. And it's like, all black women can't have these things. Like, if we can agree that Jay-Z is an anomaly and capitalism is not gonna save black people, why don't y'all use that same frame of mind when it comes to black women and luxury? But capitalism is not gonna save black women, because capitalism is something that is not afforded to black women. Until we do the work to dismantle the systems, capitalism was created to make sure black people didn't have things. You get what I'm saying? Am I making sense? Like capitalism was created as to which some people will slip through the cracks, some people will have nice things, but the rest of the people will have nothing. How is luxury going to save black women when you the only person in your family, you the only black woman in your family who has luxury things? Like, you got more luxury things than everybody in your family. If even your own family don't get to reap the benefits of luxury, how every black woman in America going to? Like, it's just not realistic. It's not realistic, and it's disingenuous. You want to show off your nice things, which you are allowed to do. You want to show off your nice things to people, and you want people to leave you alone about it. And that is fair enough for me, because I agree with that sentiment. You should be allowed to show off all of your nice things, and you're well into your right to do that. The problem becomes when you feel like you have to frame that into a liberation movement. Like, oh, I'm going against the status quo. You know what? I'm going to appear as a woman in luxury, and I want everyone to see that black women deserve luxury. You want to know what black people deserve? Black women deserve housing. Black women deserve transportation. Black women deserve to be left the hell alone. Black women deserve non-violence. Black women, there's a lot of things that black women deserve. And once we get those things to black women, everything else will follow. Everything else will follow. Everything else will follow. And once black women get those things, capitalism will crumble, because capitalism is built on the backs of black women. It's built on the backs of black people. So once black women get all the things that they deserve, so the housing, the transportation, the resources, the food, all of these things, capitalism will crumble. And I wonder, will any of those things even matter? Will any of those things even matter once capitalism crumbles? Because that's the only way that black women will obtain those things, with capitalism crumbling. Because right now, black women are poor. Black people are poor, and it's nothing of their own doing. That's the problem. When you say black people are poor and black women are poor, and we in a pandemic, people think you're blaming black women for their own misfortune, and that's nothing of it. It is not black women's fault that we not out here in Birkins, Louis, all of this thing. And we get on the internet and we see the women who have made it. We see the women who do have nice jobs, who did create nice platforms for themselves, who do have rich men, who are dating rappers, and we see that they have this luxurious lifestyle, not realizing they are literally a fraction, not even a fraction, barely a speckle on the nose of black womanhood. They're such a small number. They're such a small number. You can literally quantify them. You can literally say, okay, there's about 2,000 black women living in luxury. Like, you can literally quantify it, but there are millions of black women not living that way. So what are you doing? What exactly are you doing? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like, and I just wish people would just do what they want to do and stop trying to frame things as a liberation movement. Because when it starts getting framed as a liberation movement, that's where you have people scamming, trying to get these things because they've been told that it will lead to their liberation. But what's really happening is just more harm. Now, people won't have the conversation about the harm that is involved in trying to obtain these things, the harm that is inflicted on black women trying to obtain this thing. Let's talk about domestic violence, how a lot of black women stay with powerful men. Look at these rappers. I'm working on a video about hip hop and how what it has done to black women. Look at all these successful rappers who have hurt their women, whether it be cheating, whether it be actual violence, whether it be verbal assault. Look at these, but they stay in these situations because black women in luxury. It's better to be with a man who got money than a man who got money and beat my ass than be on the side of the street and be belittled because I live on the side of the street. That's what a lot of women believe because we've been sold this idea that, you know what, a little piece of nothing is better than nothing at all. You get what I'm saying? And it's just like this search for luxury, because we framed it as this liberation movement. Like, once you get the bag, you are saved. Once you get this, you are saved. It keeps women in terrible situations. Let's talk about in the search for luxury how women get in bad situations where when it comes to like sex work and when it comes women are getting done bad. Let's talk about the plastic surgery realm, because we can't talk about capitalism and black women's search for luxury without directly talking about how it coincides with the plastic surgery industry. How people know if you want to build yourself a little Instagram brand, you gotta go get that BBL, you gotta go get that fat transfer, you gotta go get that lipo, you have to go get it. So how about all the women who have died, the black women who have died on the surgery table trying to get a BBL in search of this luxurious lifestyle? Black women are getting hurt, and no one is talking about that because it's just about people think, let's do this corrective representation. I love seeing black women have nice things. And when I say this, people are going to say in the comments, oh, Kenya, you don't like seeing black women have nice things. And it's like, I love seeing black women have nice things. I really do. Every time y'all post something nice, I love to see it. What I don't love to see is it framed as a liberation movement, as it framed as something that's going to save black women. Like you're doing something that hasn't been done before. Like people are all with black women in luxury, this black woman in luxury page, this black woman in luxury page. And it's just like, it's a bunch of privileged people, because we can also discuss where privilege plays a role into this. We can talk about colorism. We can talk about access to resources. The people who be screaming the black women in luxury thing so loud, it's the women who already have it, who have already paid the price, whatever price they pay to get the thing. You already have it. You already have it. And everyone else is using you as inspiration porn. And inspiration porn is so dangerous. It's the problem with social media. Inspiration porn is so dangerous because it has you believing you can do things, and when you can't do those things, you feel like you failed as an individual. But that's why I'm a big anti-manifester. I don't believe in manifestation, because when you aren't able to get those things, because literally the system is made for you not to get those things, you start blaming yourself. Maybe God don't love me. Maybe I didn't pray hard enough. Maybe I didn't manifest hard enough. Maybe my vision board isn't pretty enough. And it's just like, some people gonna make it. Some people are gonna make it. Some people are gonna have nice things. I have nice things. Some people are gonna make it, but so many people are not. so many people are not. And so it just comes across as you just showing that you've made it. And like I said, I think you should be allowed to have nice things without question, because there is still room for the idea that my camera's going to shut off any moment now. So let me, there is room for the conversation that a lot of people don't want to see black women and nice things because they're so used to seeing black women on the bottom. And so when they see black women have luxurious things, it makes them uncomfortable. But I'm here to tell you, just because you see two people on Instagram with nice things, it don't change that black women's still on the bottom. That's the part that like bugs me. It's like, oh, the reason why you don't want to see such and such with a Birkin bag is because you so used to seeing black women on the bottom. And it's just like, you right. Seeing this woman with her nice things could feel good, but it don't change that black women's still on the bottom. Like, if you're not doing the work to get black women off the bottom, you're not doing nothing. You're not doing, and I feel like I'm talking in circles because it's just like, but black women still on the bottom. Like, I get it. I 100% get it. And like I said, if the movement was just let black women show off their nice things and leave black women alone, I would 100% be down for it, because I do believe black women should be able to show up on the scene with their nice stuff and be left alone. My problem is people then turn around and be like, oh my gosh, you just don't want black women to have nice things. It's like, if I don't want black women to have nice things, I'll be living a comfortable life. I will be living if my goal in life was to see black women on the bottom, I would be living a very comfortable, easygoing life, because that is the reality that we live in. Black women are on the bottom. So if that was my goal, if that's the end goal in all this, to see black women not be treated well, to see black women not have things, my work is done. My work is done. White supremacy did that for me. Like, I wouldn't have nothing to do. So that can't be the case. Not wanting to see black women do good can't be why I talk about I don't like the sexual liberation movement, or I don't like the black women in luxury movement, or I don't like the black femininity movement, because I gained that. Like, black women are already down bad. We already down bad because of years, hundreds of years of white supremacy. We already down bad. Like, there's no further work I need to do to make people down bad. And like I said, the black femininity movement, the black women in luxury movement, the sexual liberation movement has been done before, and we still in the same exact spot. Like, that's what I'm saying. Y'all repackaging the same ideas, the same movements into all new movements, and think you shaking the table. You think you shaking the table, and the same raggedy ass ideas keep getting passed around forever. The manifestation movement, like, it's the same raggedy ass ideas just getting repurposed, and black people still at the bottom. So why not introduce new ideas? Like, why, when we come up here and we talk about this, why not be open to newer and better ideas? Because something gotta be better than what we live in now. Something gotta be better. Like, you think in 2020 that was the first time somebody ever thought about, hey, if we put black women in nice clothes and nice bags, we might get treated better, we might get a little bit more respect, we might not be. You think you the first person to come up with that idea? You think you the first person to believe capitalism gonna save black women? It's not. It's not. Because the same thing with femininity, idealized femininity, the same thing with capitalism, the same thing about sex. These things were not created for black women to thrive. They weren't created. So you trying to fit that circle into the square, it's never gonna work. It's never going to work, because it wasn't created. So you gotta dismantle. You gotta dismantle the system. In the meantime, I get it. In the meantime, Ken gonna have her Louis bags. Like, Ken gonna have her Louis bags in the meantime, period. But I'm not believing my Louis bag gonna liberate all the black women watching this video, all the black women that watch my videos, all the black women in my family. I'm not believing that. And then I question your motives. My black women and luxury girls, do I love you to death? Yes. But I question your motives, because a lot of you are aware of the fact that you're exceptions. You're aware of the fact that you are an exception to a rule, and that's why you show it off. Hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm lying, I'm dying. But a lot of y'all are aware of exceptionalism, and you are aware of the fact that you made it and only you are going to make it, and that's why you show it off. You are very aware of the fact that you are the good seed, you the good black woman, you got it from the mud and you came up, or you got it from your husband and you came up. and you got it from Instagram and you came up, you are aware of the fact that you made it, and you flaunt that in people's face. You flaunt you making it in people's face, and that's just ugly. I can't even try to make that one make sense. That's just ugly. A lot of y'all like to flex on other black women because it's not lost on me the ones who preach to black women in luxury the loudest be the same ones joking on people's bags, be joking on people's shoes. So what we doing? What we doing? Anyways, I would love, let's talk about it in the comments, because this is not for, I've seen people I respect, I believe, fall prey to the black women in luxury movement. And please don't leave this video thinking Ken don't want y'all to have nice things, because I told you when I hit the scene on with my Chanel, when I hop out my Jeep Wrangler and my Chanel, I don't want to see eyes roll. I don't want to see eyes roll. So don't think this is me saying black women can't have nice things. Live comfortably. Live comfortably. Self-care. Like, do it. But let's be careful with what we frame as liberation movements when we're kind of just participating in the same system that keeps the same type of black women, the undesirable black women, down. Because look who has the thing. The most desirable people have the thing. So if the most undesirable people don't, what you really doing? I don't know. I love you guys. I will see you guys in the next Patreon video.